Hello and welcome everyone to vlog number 59. Today is Sunday, August 2nd. So, as you saw in the thumbnail, I've been talking about the last couple of vlogs, and well, more than a couple probably, that I have this vendor booth in an Artisan mall. I think it's technically an Artisan mall. They call themselves different things. But anyway, so I'm renting a booth. I started technically August 1st. However, I had an event on August 1st, which was the last vlog. And then today is August 2nd. They're open today. I originally was going to go visit today and just kind of check things out and bring a sign with me that said coming soon. I ended up not doing that today. I'll talk about that in a moment. But I was originally going to do that then. And then I was going to come back on Tuesday, which is their next day open because they're off Mondays, and start filling my booth up with stuff. So I'm still going to do that part. I just didn't go today. And the reason why is, well, my husband woke up this morning, didn't feel very well. He ended up going back to sleep and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I didn't feel like, making any noise or like, and I also had to finish, editing my vlog, my last vlog, putting it out Sunday, which was a day late. But actually, technically a day late, except I couldn't get it up Saturday because I was working the event Saturday. But anyway, just to kind of keep myself on track, I got that video up Sunday. So this one is coming out Tuesday. And originally, like I said, I was going to visit and I was going to have that be part of the video too. But I'm not doing that today. I can still technically do it. I don't feel like it today. So, plus I don't have my sign made that I was going to bring the coming soon things. There's really no point, honestly. So, I'm going to just do that Tuesday. And I think on Tuesday what I'm going to do is set up, and that's the day this video comes out, I'm going to set up the structure of everything that I have. Probably tomorrow, Monday, that might be part of it. I don't know for sure I'm doing this yet, but because it kind of depends on what I decide, because I'm part of this, part of this video, like after I film this part, whether that's today or tomorrow, we're going to talk about like my plans that I have for the booth, the space that I have. It's probably going to evolve over time. I'm not going to have everything done right away, but I need to get my pegboard up. So we're going to make sure that's ready for Tuesday. And then I have, options for the other sides of the booth because the pegboard's going to go along the back wall. And I also want to make like a custom sign to put above that, has my logo and everything. So we're going to talk about all that later on in the video. But anyway, so I'm going to do that Tuesday. What I was going to say is part of what I want to do. So I have already I have some in the kitchen here. If you see this, it's a picture ledge from IKEA. I had a bunch more, like 3 more. There's another 2 over there. I have 3 out in the kitchen right now. I was going to add more later, and I ended up not doing that when I put those up. And I'm probably not going to do it because it doesn't really fit. So I was keeping them. So I'm going to bring those to my booth. But because it's an odd number and because I want it to go the whole span of the 5 feet on the side, I'm probably going to get at least 1 more. So I can have 2 picture ledges on one of the sides so I can put signs up there. The ones that don't have like a hanger or anything. But I might get 3 more. But the problem is those particular ones are expensive. They actually just came out with a new, very cheap one, but they're, of course, because they're so cheap, they don't have like barely any in stock anymore. So I'm probably not going to be able to get those. At least not the long ones. They might have the shorter ones. So then maybe I'll get shorter ones instead and then put them together. I don't know. But anyway, I was originally thinking maybe I'd go tomorrow to IKEA, but with the amount of timing and everything, I don't know if I can. It might have to be what I do because there's a revamp coming up. They have these revamp days, which are on Mondays again when they're closed. But you can come in as a vendor on those specific Mondays and revamp your booth. So they have one coming out on August 17th. So I'm probably going to go that day. And maybe that's when I'll do all the shelving and stuff like that. So right now I'm probably just going to have the pegboard in the back. And there's a shelf in this room that I'm going to bring. And I'll probably just bring that for now anyway to put some stuff, but the stuff that's going to be there like temporarily now is going to go on those shelves or somewhere else, but I'll just bring that shelf with me so that I have something else there. And then again, I'll probably have like more coming soon on a sign. Here's my info, but at least to have some stuff out there, you know, because I'd like to start selling stuff. Otherwise, you know, this month of rent is going to be wasted. So anyway, I'm probably not going to IKEA tomorrow, but I wanted to because I have to make more product and stuff too. So that's also what I'm going to be doing. But we're going to talk about plans for the booth and everything, and then you'll see me start making stuff for the booth. And then the next video is going to be when I set up my booth for the first time. Again, it's not going to be completely set up though, you know, like I said, it's always going to evolve anyway, but it's not going to be completely set up to my initial needs right now that I want yet, but it'll be good enough. But that's what we're going to be doing on these next 2 vlogs, setting up that booth, getting that ready, and doing all my tags and everything like that I need to make, because I have to make them specifically for this place. So that's, I guess that's it for an intro. I have to, I'm not going to film this, but I have to empty out my van now from the event that I had yesterday. And so I'm going to go do that first, and then depending on how much time we have left to film, I might show you at least my initial plans for the booth, but then maybe I'll have a refined one later on in the video. So that's my plan. All right, I gotta get started. All right, I'm back from unpacking my van. I came up with a few things. One, well, actually, this is really the only thing I came up with. And I'm not 100% sure which way I'm going yet, but for simplicity's sake for now, until the revamp day that I was talking about, I think what I'm going to do is just, instead of putting the pegboard up on the wall, I'm going to take, it's still standing in here, that's why, my standing pegboard thing that I have that I can't stand, for now, bring that to my booth, use it to hang up the door hangers temporarily until the revamp day of August 17th when I come in and I, put everything together. I think that's what I'm going to do. I need to figure out how I'm going to configure it exactly, because originally that's what I was going to do, at least in the beginning. And then I was like, no, I have pegboard. I'll just put pegboard on the wall. And I knew I was going to do that eventually anyway, but and then I got it set in my head that that's what I was going to do. And then I'm like, no, just bring the standing. It's a pain in the butt to bring in and everything, but just bring it in for the time being. Take care of it on that Monday that there are no customers in the store or anything. There's other vendors though. Well, I don't know how many people are coming, but anyway, I think that would be better. So I'm not 100% certain that's what I'm doing, but probably, because then I don't have to do as much thinking beforehand right now. So at least this way I can probably bring products on Tuesday too then. So because I don't have to nail anything, I can't screw anything into the wall. So anyway, that was one thing. The other thing is I got my Amazon package, which is stuff for the booth. So thought I'd open that here. So I got a surge protector that has a very long cord and it's a braided cord. So because the outlets, I said this on another vlog, but the outlets are way on top on the ceiling, and I didn't measure that length. I was told they were 8 foot high. I measured the other dimensions of the booth. But anyway, so, I could have got one with a shorter and just had the surge protector on the wall, but this way it can be on the floor. So anyway, I'll show you. I forget the length of the cord offhand, but it was long enough. It might be 10, I don't know. Let's see on here. No. I'll have to look it up on my account and see what it is exactly, but anyway, so I got, just to show you, oh my goodness. But, my walls are supposedly 8 feet high, so it should be similar. But yeah, there should be plenty of cord for that. So that's what I needed to get. So I got that. And then, had good reviews and everything, so I think it works and everything. So when we were going over the contract in one of the other vlogs, it's also got the USB-C and USB-A if I need them. we were going over the contract. Like apparently they have the fire inspector come in every 6 months or whatever. So I guess I'll find out if this is good or not. Like, you know. And then I got these to put tags on my stuff. So they're little plastic loop pins. That I wanted something that I can attach tags to my products with. At least some of them. Some of them are probably gonna have to be stickered, which I have stickers myself. I'll figure it out. I don't know. Because their tagging system, because we're probably gonna talk about that later on this video. I guess it's new, like for them at the time or whatever. I don't know how long they've been using it or whatever, but people are like transitioning over, and like they used to do it a little differently, but now like she has a software that captures like the information on the tag, even if it's like handwritten, typed, whatever, as long as it's clear, and it has to go in a specific order and stuff on the tag. So we'll talk about that when I start thinking about how I'm gonna do my tags, which is, like I said, probably gonna be on this video. So, whoops, I forgot. I took that garbage out of there. I forgot to bring it back in. Okay. Anyway, so I think that's it for now. Because then I don't have to worry about like cutting because I gotta cut the pegboard down a little bit too. So I don't want to have to do that tomorrow because I have to make products. So bringing the other pegboard is probably what's going to happen. And I don't like that thing, but it's going to happen for now. I'm gonna still make the sign that says, coming soon. Pardon our dust or whatever. Like, I'm not quite done here, but you can still buy things from me. Kind of, hopefully that vibe going on. So that for now. And then when I get there on Tuesday, I'm going to measure again, make sure that's all correct. I'm gonna, put this, even though I have nothing to plug it in right now, plug into it. I'm gonna plug this in. I'll probably turn it off for now. And then, because there's an off switch, obviously. So, and then, because I have to get lighting too, so that's something else I have to do, because that's the whole point of having the electricity. Because originally I wasn't even gonna bother, and then when she was touring the booth with me, she's like, well, people like lights because then it, helps draw people into your booth. And I'm like, okay, I get it, And it's only $5 an extra a month, so. Plus I might have, like for instance, around Christmas time, I was thinking of bringing a Christmas tree in and hanging ornaments on the Christmas tree, so I can have that, going during Christmas. So anyway, that is, I have to kind of figure out what I need to bring with this. I already kept my step stool in there, although I might want to bring a bigger one because that one doesn't get me very high up. So I'll probably bring a different one anyway, but I'm going to bring a step stool with me so I'll be able to get on top of the wall and plug this in and then bring it down and then maybe somehow secure it to the wall, So I have to figure out how I'm going to do that. And then, like I said, my tags and all that kind of stuff. So again, I don't know when I'll see you. It might be later today. It might be tomorrow that we do all the like booth stuff, like plans and stuff like that. But anyway, just wanted to update so far. So I'll see you then. Hello, it is Monday, August 3rd. A few things I have to do today, as you know. First thing I want to show you, well, I gotta turn you around. Hold on a second. So this is the shelf that I'm bringing with me. The bottom is broken. I have to prop that up with something, but that's fine. This I got for free. Actually, it might have been maybe on one of my, no, I think it was before that. It wasn't on the vlog, never mind. On my other channel, I think I talked about it, my main channel, which is at Shrush Design, by the way. I didn't buy this shelf, it was free. That's what I'm getting to. It was a buy nothing group on Facebook. I've been, occasionally grabbing stuff mainly for events or for making products on there. So anyway, this was the first thing I ever grabbed, and it was before I started my events last year, which was when I started taking it seriously and stuff like that. And I thought maybe I could put this in my tent, and I can, but it's hard for transport because these don't actually fold up, except for the bottom one, which is broken. So they don't fold flat and stuff. I mean, I could bring it. It's kind of a pain. So I'm going to put it in my booth here because I only have to transport it, once or twice, But, okay, so the bottom shelf is broken, and this, so her dog, like, chewed it or something. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to just paint over that, maybe sand it a little bit and then paint over it. And it's also going to face, you know, inside my booth, not out. So at least that's what I'm planning on doing. I mean, we'll see how it looks when I paint it. Maybe it'll be all right. But anyway, so that's one thing. And then I have, again, I got to get to it, but my pegboard back there that I'm going to put up temporarily, like I said yesterday, because this is all the other pegboard, and that's the one I use right now on my shelf, which is starting to fall apart. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on there. But I have more pegboard that I need to make other stuff with at some point. But I was going to, and also, like, some of that is going to go in my booth, too, eventually. But for right now, I'm using this because I don't feel like having to put all that up right now and think about it. I just don't have the time. So I'm just going to use that thing for now. So I need to measure it again, make sure I know. And again, another thing I have to do is, well, another thing I have to do. So this stuff from my events, my tent, I have to prop my tent up because it was raining. Here's my tent. It was raining on, you know, my last event day on Saturday. And actually the tent is kind of dry. Like when I was packing it up, it was pretty dry, but the sides and that backdrop are not, or at least they weren't yesterday when I took them out of my van. And they're probably not because they're all rolled up. So what I'm going to do is today, because it's a sunny day, put my tent up in the driveway or the grass and then put all my sides up so they can dry out. That'll help me clear some of this stuff out so that I can get to my shelf back there. So that's what I'm going to do first. Not really relevant to the video, so I don't think I'm gonna film it, but next time I see you, we're gonna be talking about like the booth layout and stuff like that, and I'll show you an update on the paint down here and stuff like that. So that's what I got going on today, and then I'm gonna make more products. I have a decent amount of stuff I can bring if I don't make anything. I'm planning on making stuff, but for now I have like a decent amount, but we'll talk about that later. All right, little update here. So I know the lighting's not good because I just closed the garage door because they're working outside and they're making a lot of noise. They're still probably going to hear it, but it's not as loud. But anyway, I painted this. I originally had like a dark brown that I thought would be like a close enough match, but it wasn't. So I went and just got regular paint, like regular craft paint that I use, and painted. And I sanded it down a little, but you know, it's fine. Like I said, I actually might end up painting it completely different color anyway eventually because it doesn't really match my aesthetic, you know. So for now it's fine. Then back up again, give me a minute here. Okay, so it's my pegboard. So my options are, because I can only on like the sides of my booth, because this is the back, I can only fit 3. I can't fit 4 across, at least not straight. So my options are either to do something like this where I have 5 along the back and then 3 along the side, or I could do something more symmetrical, and I think that's what I'm going to do 4, these 4 across the back, and then have the 2 at the ends on both sides of the wall there, kind of wing out a little bit, and that'll probably make it more stable anyway. I can probably put something behind both the wings to keep it stable where you don't even see it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I should be able to fit this shelf in here as well. If not, it'll cover part of it for now. Like I said, this is not staying. This is just temporary. But for tomorrow's sake, it's what I'm bringing. It makes it a lot easier than trying to put pegboard up. Like this is the one I use in my shelf, but I have more over there, like I said. Because I don't have time to figure that out right now. So hopefully I figure it out by the 17th, because that's my revamp day that I'm going in to actually do the full booth setup. So hopefully by then I get it figured out. I have it kind of figured out already. I need to cut it down and make sure it works and stuff like that. And I have to look at the booth one more time before I do that anyway. So like it would make me more comfortable if I did that. So I'm gonna do that on Tuesday, do all my measuring and stuff, and bring my surge protector that I got, that I showed you yesterday, get that set up, get this set up. Yeah, I guess I can put it on the side. I'm trying to think, like, where am I going to put it actually? Well, I mean, I'm not going to plug anything into it yet anyway, so I could just leave it behind the wing on this side or whatever, because the outlet was on this side of the booth. I remember that. So anyway, but this will help give me an idea. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'll show you actually. I'll do an example of this and then I'll show you the difference. Hold on a second. So something like this instead, where it's more symmetrical and it'll be along both sides. And I should, like I said, I should be able to fit this shelf. The shelf is 25 inches wide at you know, well, it's all at the widest point. So that leaves me with what? Almost 3 feet. There's no way that's 3 feet. So I should be able to fit that there on one of the sides. And then the other, actually it's going to be on that side. So that, because, you know, I'm trying to hide that still, even though I painted it. So that's going to go on this side. It's my plan. So that's facing that way. And then I'll put a sign over here that says, you know, more things coming soon or something like that. I don't know what I'm going to say yet, but we're going to work on that later, probably in this video as well. So anyway, that is my plan there. And right now I have done, I have 4 $40, the large door hangers that are going to come with me here. I'm going to try to make more for tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Because what I might do is just take all the 4 that I have. Because originally I was going to take the black one with me. The black one that I have with me to events. I'm going to take like 1 or 2 to events and then have the rest in here. And then, you know. So I have 4 that are done already. And with this pegboard system, I don't have a whole lot of room anyway. So that'll probably be good for now. If they sell, like if one sells while I'm waiting before the revamp day, I'll come and restock with another one. So it'll look, you know, better or whatever. But so I have those then, and they're going to take up a good portion of these. I used to use this at my events. In fact, I have pictures I can show you. So I should be able to fit like 4 big ones across the back there, I think. In fact, I could check it out right now if I wanted to. Maybe I'll do that. And then I should be able to fit some of the medium ones, and I might bring like 2 small ones here, because the small ones I think are better at events. First of all, they're easier to transport. The big ones are hard to transport. I don't have anywhere to put those other than having them loose in my car. I mean, I have them in the front seat, so they're protected, but I don't have, you know, anywhere. I don't have a container that contains them, you know. So they have to be loose because they're so big. But anyway, so, and it'd probably be better, you know, damage-wise and stuff. Like, I don't want them to get damaged, to just have them in one spot, you know. Plus, they don't sell well at events because people see the smaller ones and they're like, oh, I don't want the big ones because those are more expensive. Also, I was going to say, I might bring paint with me tomorrow. I don't know. There's some scuff marks, but some of these are going to be covered anyway with stuff. But I have like a blue mark up here from where this sign was sitting on top of there in my car. So it got blue. You know, so I was thinking of, I'm not going to paint it today, but I'll bring paint with me possibly tomorrow, white paint, so I can kind of touch it up. But I'm afraid that it's not going to match exactly. So, and it'll look worse, I guess. But I don't know, maybe it won't look worse. So, I don't know, but let me put these 4 on here and see how they fit, because I actually don't remember offhand. So let's see how that goes. All right, so they kind of overlap a little bit, which, again, if I'm not here to manage it, might be a little scary. I'm also thinking that I need to like tape the back of these so that they don't fall out when someone grabs something. So I'm probably gonna have to do that, which is gonna be a pain. At least on this one. I'm worried because of this, like it gets flimsy and stuff. Like I'm worried that people are gonna knock stuff down, you know, when I'm not there. I get worried enough about that at events where I'm there. You know, I have to like constantly monitor people. But anyway, with it being overlapping like this, I think I might have to spread them out more, which means I could probably put 1 on this side and then 2 here and 1 here, and then have in the middle the smaller ones, and then other sign that I have. And then also the wooden panel signs that I have, which maybe or maybe not be coming with me until I do my revamp. But that's kind of what I was going to put on here for now, even though this is eventually going to have other stuff on it. But those will stand on there. You know, they'll stand up on, obviously this will be level because it it lines up with the wall. It's like a leaning shelf, so it'll be level, but it's not right now. But, you know, they should be able to stand on there, so that's probably where I'm gonna put those. But if I bring any of the framed signs, which I was thinking I wasn't going to here, yeah, I don't know. Again, for now, because I can always bring stuff, you know, in between too, and more stuff in. So put these up. I also want to get, I have two doormats that I haven't painted yet, but I would like to put those in here somewhere. I don't know, may end up being on the ground. Hopefully people won't step on them, you know. Or I'll hang them off of like one of the sides here, or both. I could do one here and one here, because if I'm spreading these out, yeah, I don't know. They fit, but not in a way where I don't want to, like if I'm not there to manage it, I don't want that going on. So I think I'm probably going to end up, like I said, moving one over here and moving one over here, and then having two here, and then have the smaller ones that I have down here, and then doormats, and then my I never know what, like the wood panel signs, like they're kind of like wood canvases basically, and they have like a ledge in the back on all four sides, but you can't hang them up. Like I've done it before, I've hung them up on here, but especially again if I'm not going to be there, I feel like they're going to fall down and break and stuff and whatnot. So, and I don't want to be charged $25, you know, like, so, with the setup I have now, because what I do want to do with those eventually is I'm going to have picture ledges. I think I showed you that, earlier in the video. If I didn't, you'll see it eventually. But anyway, I have picture ledges that I can put those kind of things on that don't have like a hanger, technically. Although you can hang them, like if you put them on like a two nails or whatever on your wall, like you should be able to hang them fine. But or they'll sit, because they're flat on the bottom, they'll sit on a shelf, you know, just standing up. So anyway, that's what I plan on doing. Magnets, if I bring any, I can attach. I already tried this once. I can attach, which I might do on one of the sides. Maybe I'll do just like three of the big ones here and one here, and then do magnets on one side here instead. If I end up doing that, if I'm bringing magnets with me, I think I am, at least the first day, like I'm saying. So where is my magnet board, by the way? I don't know offhand what I did with it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. All right. So okay, maybe I should get my tripod. I do have a standing one, but it fits perfectly in here. I can just kind of zip tie this in, you know, onto here, and then I can put magnets on this panel. I could do it on the bottom too, but I don't want to. So rather have these at eye level, especially because they're smaller. So anyway, that's what I plan on doing. In fact, I might, well, I'll bring zip ties with me and do it there. I was gonna say I might do it ahead of time, but I don't think I should. So I gotta make a little kit to bring with me of tools and stuff. So, but anyway, that's another thing I have to do. But anyway, that's my general plan there. So I think it'll be fine to start. Like I said, the full setup is coming the 17th. I already told her that. I don't remember if I told you. She sent me an email yesterday and was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know you can move in anytime. It's empty. And I'm like, cool. I'll be there Tuesday for an initial setup, and then I will be there August 17th for the revamp day to do my full setup. And she said, sounds good. So I'm like, all right, cool. So she's on board. So I'm trying to make this look as nice as possible for an initial setup, you know, because it's not that great. But the full setup's going to look a lot better. I promise. I promise. But anyway, so that's how things are going so far. I will update you in a little bit. All right, hello again. It's now Tuesday, August 4th, real early in the morning. I just want to pop on here and close out this video, and I'm going to be starting filming the next one after this, but this portion's going to go on this vlog. So I didn't really make any more product yesterday. I still have to work on tags and stuff. We're going to talk about that in the next vlog. But I'm going to be just bringing a lot of the stuff that I bring with my event to my events there instead, and then be making more stuff for my events basically. So anyway, I made this sign. I was going to make 2 originally, but this is fine. I don't have time to make more. So more hand lettered art coming soon, and then my website. So I'm just going to have this leaning up against the wall in my booth today. I have to mark it like not for sale and stuff like that. I have to make all that stuff again on the next vlog. So, but anyway, that's basically what I worked on last night, other than like behind the scenes stuff. So anyway, I got this done. Again, closing out this video, and then we'll start talking about the other stuff in the next vlog. So thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.